Okay, so I wanted to try and work out this gravitational constant stuff for you. So to solve for the gravitational constant, you're going to use this formula right here, this F equals G m1 m2 over d squared. So I'm going to try and put that in here. So you're looking for big G, basically. So try and I want to make sure I've got a color that you can see. Okay, so we've got F equals G m1 m2 over d squared. And I'm going to put some parentheses here just so we kind of have some ideas of what we're dealing with and I don't accidentally move stuff around that I shouldn't. Okay, so the first thing I can do to get G by itself is I can multiply both sides by d squared, and I'm looking at this one here because this looks kind of messy to me just looking at it like this. So I'm going to multiply d squared by both sides, and that's going to give me F d squared. Oh dear, it's making it. Okay. F d squared equals m1 m2 and then we have G over here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by m1 times m2, and that's going to get G all by himself. Okay, so let's do that then. We'll have F, and I like to use lots of parentheses because the last thing I want to do is make like an algebra error on my computer, when I'm doing my math, because I typed it in the calculator wrong after doing all of this work to get it, the answer right. So we're going to have G equals F times d squared divided by m1 m2, m1 times m2. So to get this gravitational constant, we're going to take our force, which is this teeny little number. Let's see if I can make this much bigger. Okay. So I'm going to have 0.00000044835, and then my distance is 4 meters, and that's going to be squared. I'm going to put an extra parentheses here. Yeah. That way I don't mess it up in the computer. And then I'm going to have m1 times m2. So that's going to be 61 times 181. Okay, so now I have my calculator pulled up here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 times 4, and that's going to be 4 squared. And then I'm going to multiply it by this teeny little number. I hope I don't mess it up. Okay, so that's going to give me another teeny little number. And you could put this in scientific notation if you wanted to. I'm just kind of leaving it like this because I'm lazy. Now I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to do 61 times 181. And I'm going to get 11,041. Okay. Now I'm going to divide by these two things. And it's okay that I'm getting these teeny tiny numbers because the gravitational constant is something like 6 times 10 to the negative 11. So we want a really small number. So this isn't freaking me out. Okay, there we go. Look at that. So we got 6.5 times 10 to the negative 11, which is basically pretty close to what we wanted. I'm really happy about that. It's about 6.5. And then you'll do that same thing for all of these. So you'll use, this little formula right here. You'll put that in each one of these. Oh, it didn't save my parentheses. Okay, and you'll do that same thing here too. Oh, this one's not making it any larger. That's annoying. Okay. Anyway, you'll do this here. And you can work it out by hand too. It was just easier for me to do it on the computer. And then to get your average value of G, you'll basically, so make sure I've got red. To get average G, you'll just add up all of these. Add up all of your answers in the gravitational constant column and divide it by the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divide it by 7. Okay, and then you'll do the same thing for this one. And they should be pretty similar. So if you wanted, you could just, do one of those and not have to worry about it. Let me see if I can get this. I really like how this is. That one table's kind of off the screen a little bit. And that's going to be the same thing. Okay, so that's how you'll get that average value of G. Okay, and then when you want to get the published value of G, you can just go to the internet. Let's see, this is where I was watching the video to remind myself of how to do this. And I'll just Google gravitational constant. Okay. And so you can see it's 6.673 times 10 to the negative 11. So you can just put that there. And then it looks like this was our option, or this was our source. So we can call it Universe Today. And, you can link it. You don't have to. And then how did yours compare to the one we found? Now, I haven't gotten the average yet, but we did get this one, and it was pretty close, right? 6.6 times 10 to the negative 11, and this was ours was 6.5, and this one was 6.6. So I would say that ours was pretty close. Okay. And then when you get to these graphs, definitely watch the videos that I have in the course. I've got some videos here where this guy teaches you how to graph really, really small and really, really big numbers by hand. So that will kind of help you, because you see some of these numbers are really, really tiny. So hopefully that will help you create those graphs. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful.